Hello all, good evening and
Good
welcome
evening.
to Mahoj's Institute of Technology's free webinar session. And
Not a Kuchra.
I'm and myself, Hiran Ram Babu, and I am the founder and director of training for Mahoj's Institute of Technology. And once again, I thank everybody whosoever joined and whosoever about to join. Uh, Thank you so much. And today's session is going to be for Python, which is related to web development using Django and Flask frameworks. And with me, I'm having my trainer, Rahul, who is having like 5+ years of experience on IT industry, and he is with us for a longer time now. So I will give the hands on to him, and he will take over the session. Just to remind you, at the end of the session, we will be giving you a feedback form. Please try to fill the feedback form. That will help us to grow further and also provide you more sessions like this. And without further delay, I would like to hand over to Rahul. Rahul, I have shared the PPT on the screen and I am
Yeah,
giving you the control.
yeah. Thank you, Rambabu. Thank you for your generous introduction. Let me introduce myself. Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm GC Rahul. I'm a Python full stack web development trainer. I'm having 5 years of experience in the IT industry, and I have been associated with the MJIT from the past 2 years, and I'm also a freelancer. So we will dive. So today's webinar is about the Python full stack web development. So a web development or a website. So what is a website? So basically, a website is a collection of web pages and related content that is identified by common domain name and published on at least one web server. So we need to understand the first line. A website is a collection of web pages. So what are web pages and what is a website? Take an example of Facebook or Amazon or any website. So basically, there are a lot of web pages like login page, registration page, sign out page. If you go on Amazon, you will be having lots of web pages like electronic page, like mobile phones, gadgets, and also TV section. So these are comes under the web pages. So a website is a collection of web pages. So there will be very less number of web pages or also a more number of web pages. For your example, you can take wikipedia.org, google.com, and also amazon.com. So these are the examples of an website. So all publicly accessible website collectively constituted by the World Wide Web. So you all know about the www World Wide Web. So the second part is what is a framework. So a framework is a collection of modules or packages which helps in writing a web application. So don't confuse web applications or websites, both are same. So a framework which helps a user or a developer to develop a website more easily by providing him with the lots of packages and also modules. Like there will be a modules of videos for the security purpose. Also there are to have sharing or also installing anything. So say the second line, while working on the framework in the Python, we don't have to worry about the low level details such as the protocols, sockets, and thread management. So the Python frameworks which provides lot of protocols and the sockets and the thread management. So Python is giving us more benefits while using the Python frameworks. So we'll move on to the next slide. So how we are going to develop a website? So there are a lot of ways to develop a website basically. So we can develop a website using a programming language, or also we can develop a website using a framework. So we will start with the web development languages which are commonly used to develop the website. So first one is the Java. So we are all familiar with the Java programming language. So where the Java are being used, use cases are general use and specialty, the web application. So using the Java programming language also, we can develop the web applications and also mobile. And the second most famous language is PHP. So you all are familiar about the Facebook and the Facebook website and also the Facebook mobile application. So the Facebook is being developed by the PHP programming language. So this language which helps us to create web applications or websites. And the third one is Python. So the Python, the general uses are web applications, and also you can go furthermore in the Python. After learning the Python, you can also go for the artificial intelligence, web application, machine learning, data science, and mobile development applications also. So this is a third programming language which is used to develop the websites or web applications. And the fourth one is the C++. With the C++ also we can develop, but we can develop the web services and also the local applications. So the local applications, which means in your system like the notepad or the wordpad, it comes under the local applications. This is the fourth one. And the fifth one is the VB.NET. So the VB.NET also being used for the local applications and also for the developing the web applications or websites. And the C sharp, the C sharp is also used for developing the websites and also for the developing of local applications. So these are the top web development programming languages which were being used and which are being used to develop the web applications, websites, mobile applications, and also the local applications. So we will move on to the next slide. So look at here. So these are the before slide was on how to develop a website or web application using the programming languages, and this slide gives the information of how to develop a website using the frameworks. So these are the most popular web framework being used in this current generation. So the first one is the Ruby on Rails, the second one is the Django. So don't pronounce it as Django because D is silent, so pronounce as Django. And the third one is Angular.js, fourth Meteor, and the fifth Laravel, and the sixth Express, seventh Spring, the next is Play, and the last one is Code Ignite. So these are the most popular web framework which are used to develop the websites in this current generation. Uh, Now we will move on to the next slide. So why we have to choose Python? So there are a lot of programming languages like the Java, Python, C Sharp. We will learn what is the importance of Python and what are the frameworks and what are the much more important and top frameworks provided by the Python, and what is the importance of there in the industry, and what is the future of learning the Python frameworks. So top Python top frameworks in the Python, depending upon the sort of functionalities and key features to provide to the users. These are the top 5 Python frameworks. Both include the micro frameworks and also the full stack frameworks. So the first one is the Django, and the second is the Web2Py, and the third one is the Flask, and the fourth one is Bottle, and the fifth one is Cherry PY, and the sixth one is Pyramid. So these are the top frameworks provided by the Python to develop a website. So using these frameworks, we can develop a website. It can be a medium framework, or also it can be a full stack framework. So I will explain what is a medium framework, and also I will explain what is a full stack framework. So what are the uses of a micro framework, and also the benefits of using the full stack framework. So we will move to the next slide. So we need to know what is a micro framework and what is a full stack framework. So this shows the difference between the micro framework and also the full stack framework. So coming to the micro framework on the left side and the full stack framework on the right side. So in the micro framework, it is simple and easy to use. So we can build an web application in a simple and easy manner. Whereas in the full stack, it is very complex due to heavy lifting. So there are lots of modules and packages. So for that reason, the full stack is being a complex one. So there are URL routing is RESTful often, and in the full stack framework, no need to be RESTful. So in the further, you will be learning what is a RESTful on the RESTful services. And eh, the micro framework is a good choice for the small applications. So if you want to build a small applications where it has only 5 or 6 pages, 5 or 6 collection of web pages, it is good for building a micro framework. Using a micro framework, you can choose that. But using a full stack framework, if you want to build a 6 page or more than that, or you want to build an e-commerce or an social media app, you can build using the full stack web framework. So it has given lots of opportunities in the full stack web framework to develop an application or website. And the fourth point is use of WSGI and work through HTTP request or response. So what is use of WSGI? So that means WSGI stands for Web Server Gateway Interface. So what it does is it acts as a bridge between the web server to the web application, and also it goes through the request and the response. So what is HTTP request and response? When a user requests something, it actually responds back to the user. And to the full stack, in the full stack framework, provide library, template engines, database management. So you can get an idea what is a micro framework and what is a full stack framework, and what are the uses of micro framework and what are the uses of full stack framework. So if you want to build a small application, you can go for the micro framework, and if you want to go for the full stack web framework, you can choose the full stack to build a large applications like e-commerce of Amazon, Flipkart, or any other e-commerce. Or if you want to build an social media app, you can build using the full stack web framework easily. We will jump to the next slide. So yes, framework. So we will first discuss about the Flask. So the Python provides more 5 frameworks. One of them is the Flask. So what is a Flask? Flask is a web application framework written in Python. So the Flask is being developed and written in Python, which was developed by Armin Ronacher. So he leads our international group of Python enthusiasts named Pogo, and he developed. And Flask is based on WebJet, the SGI toolkit, and Jinga 2 template engine. So that means the Flask is completely based on Wingajic WSGI toolkit and template engine. So without this, the Flask doesn't work. So both are the Poco projects. So we will see what is WSGI, what is WorkZerg, and what is the Jinga template. So the first one is WSGI. So WSGI stands for Web Server Gateway Interface, has been adopted as a standard for Python web application development. So it has been a standard in the web application development. So if you use any framework in the Python, it is mandatory and necessary to use the WSGI interface. So what the WSGI is, it is a specific for the universal interface between the web server and the web application. So what the WSGI does is, it acts like a bridge between the web application and the web server. We will move on to the next slide. So the it is WorkJet. So it is an WSGI toolkit which implements the request and the response object. So what is a request and a response object? So take an example of a small example, like if you're requesting an image, if you're requesting an image and typing that the URL, the same way it goes, the user request to the server, then the server will respond and it sends the image from the server to the user. So in this way, the request and the response are being done. This enables the building a web framework on top of it. So it enables building the web framework top of it. The Flask framework uses WorkJerk as one of its bases. So without the WorkJerk and also the Jinga 2 template, the Flask won't be working. And the next one is the Jinga 2. So what is Jinga? Is a popular templating engine. So to handle the templates in the Flask, we are going to use the Jinga 2 template for creating the templates. A web templating system combines a template with a certain data source to render dynamic web pages. So you basically all know about what is a static web page and what is a dynamic web page. So static means it won't change. Always it will be in the same state. So what is a dynamic web pages means it will change automatically when anything gets updated or modified. So this is the difference between the dynamic and the static web pages. And you need to understand the Flask framework is a micro framework. So that means in the Flask, you are going to use the WorkJerk Jinga 2 as a base to develop any website, and it is a micro framework. So that means it is easy to build a website using all the things provided by the Flask, and also you can build a small application up to 6 or 10 pages. So we will move on to the next slide to for more information. So these are the top brands being used by the company. So you can see what are the top companies which are using or which are being built by the Flask, Python Flask. So the first one is the Netflix, second one is Airbnb, third Uber, fourth Reddit, and the sixth is Virex Studio. So you all are familiar with the Netflix and Uber, I think. So using the Python and the Flask, the Netflix and the Uber has been built the web application. So these are the top companies and many more companies which are using the Flask framework. We will move to the next slide. So the second framework we are going to talk is about the Django. The first one was the Flask and the second one is the Django. So we will see what is Django, what the Django provides, and what are the main important things in the Django, and what is the architecture in the Django. So basically a full stack web development framework has a architecture. So everything works under that principle itself. So let's dive into the Django. So Django is a high-level Python web framework that encourages rapid development and clean pragmatic design. So you can understand Django is a high-level Python web framework that encourages rapid development. So that means it is a full stack web development framework. So that means you can build any application using the Django, from a small application to the large application. And the second thing, built by the experienced developer, it takes care of much of hassle free of web development, so you can focus on writing your app without needing to reinvent the wheel. So that means it provides all the facilities to the developers who wants to use the Django and who wants to build an application in an easy, neat, clean and beautiful. So it is providing much more benefits to the user who wants to build a web application in an easy and in a clean, without needing of reinventing the wheel. So without starting from the basic or without starting from the scratch. And it's a free and open source. So that means you can have the Django software for free of cost and no one is going to charge for it. So we will look at the some of the main important points in the Django. And the first one is Django is ridiculously fast. So that means if we click on any application built by the Django, it responds within a fraction of seconds. So that is the fast, that kind of fast is being provided by the Django framework. And the second one is Django was designed to help the developers to take applications from the concept to completion as quickly as possible. The second point, the Django helped the developer from, if you want to build an application from scratch to the end application. So it helps the developer to design any application easily and more quickly. And the third and the most important thing in the Django is reassuringly secure. So what it does is, many websites or many web applications are being hacked by the hackers. So using the Django, it is actually providing a good security for the data. If any information of a website is being stolen or being modified, it is a serious threat to that company or a website. So it may happen. So by using the Django, it provides the security. And the fourth point also focuses on the security. Django takes security seriously and help developers to avoid many common mistakes. So that means the Django is more focusing on the security and helping developers to avoid the common mistakes. So that means the developers no need to worry about making any mistakes or being hacked their website. So the Django provides a great level of security. Among the top 5 frameworks in the Python like Django, Web2Py, Flask, or any framework, Django sits on top because it provides more security and also it gives us a confidence for the developers to use the Django framework. And the fifth point is exceedingly scalable. So if you want to understand this point, I will give an example of what is a scalability. Take an example of a government website. So uh, of a 10th class website where the government is actually going to release the results of the students. So at the time and date of the result, if 10 lakh students are being accessing the website, so the government website will show some errors. So you can't access that. Only one or two students or tens of students can access. If you compare to a private website like YouTube, the Facebook, if lakhs and lakhs of users who are going to access the website at the same time, they're going to get the data and they're going to get the information what they want. And also, if only hundreds or thousands of users are going to access the website, they can easily access in the private website. So here you can clearly understand what is scalability. If lakhs and lakhs of users are going to access a website, it needs to provide the speed, the information, and everything in the website to the users without any delay or without any lag. And also, if only a few number of users who want to get the information, they can actually get the information. So scalability means if the users increase, they can get the information. If the users decrease, also at the same time, the users need to get the information without any delay. So this is exceedingly scalable. So that means if you want to scale an application for 10 users, 100 users, or lakhs of users, or the any number of users, we can do in the Django. So it provides that kind of scalability. So if you want to develop a website only for a college of 1,000 students, yes, you can develop a website for 1,000 students who wants to access the website and also take the information from the website. And you want to provide the access of a website to lakhs of users, yes, you can do it in the Django. And the last point is some of the busiest sites on the web leverage Django's ability for quickly and flexible scale. So that means even the busiest site, some of the busiest site, you can take it as the Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. So these are the most busiest site in the world, I think, right now. So these sites are being accessed quickly and flexibly scalable. So flexible scale means if lakhs of users who want to access the data quickly without any delay, they can access. Or if they if less number of users who wants to access the data, they can also access. So these are the main key points of the Django. The first one is fast. Second one, it helps the users to develop a website easily and more quickly. And the fourth one and the third one, which is security. And the fourth one is also security and also avoiding the common mistakes made by the developers. And the fifth one is scalability. That means providing access to lakhs of users at the same time and also decreasing the scalability to few number of users at the same time. And also it is very quick and also flexibly scale. So that means we can provide to n number of users at what at daytime or nighttime. It may be any time. If they want to access the site, the Django provides that kind of facilities for the developers to develop a website more fast, secure, scalable. So we will move to the next slide. We'll, so Django is basically a full stack web framework. So the full stack means it there should be an architecture. So every framework which follows a full stack or a full stack web framework, they follow MVT or MVC architecture. So this is the building block of a web framework of full stack web development. So we will see what is the architecture in the Django. So Django is basically a MVT. So that means model view template. Django is based on MVT, model view template architecture. MVT is a software design pattern for developing a web application. So MVT is a software design for developing a web application or website. So we will see what is a model, what is a view, and what is a template. I will give example for model, view, and template. So first one is the model. A model is going to act as interface of your data. It is responsible for maintaining of your data. So it actually and acts as interface of your data. So a bridge between you and your data, and also responsible for maintaining your data. So it actually stores your data and maintains your data. It is a logically data structure behind the entire application and is represented by a database. So that means it is a logical data structure behind entire application and is represented in a database. So that means after building a model, it should be resided in a database. Take an example of MySQL, PostgreSQL, or SQLite 3. There are many databases. So it will be placed in the model. If you take a real world example of a model, take an example of a pillars of a building. So the pillars are the main and the basic building blocks of a model. And the second one is the view. View is the interface, user interface. The view is used to execute the business logic and interact with a model to carry data and renders a template. So that means if you are going to build any logic or anything, any looping or conditional statements using the Python programming language, you are going to do all the things in the views layer itself, and also it interacts with the model to carry data and renders a template. So renders a template means it sends or it responds to the users with a template. So uh, take the live example of the walls and the ceiling of a building. So first one, model, which is pillars, and the second one, the view, is the walls or the ceilings of a building, and the third one, which is a template. A template consists of static parts of the desired HTML output as well as some special syntax describing how dynamic content is being inserted. So a template is being built using HTML, hypertext markup language, and also the CSS, cascading styles. So using these two, you can build a template. So taking a real world example of a template is like a building's outlook with some neat designs, exterior designs and interior designs. So now you can understand what is model, view, template. So model is a building block and which actually maintains your data and actually interface of your data, acts as interface of your data. And the second one, view, where you are going to build the business logic which actually inter with the model to carry data and renders a template. And the third one is a template. Template is nothing but writing your HTML pages with HTML and the CSS. We will see the diagrammatic of a MVT, model view template, in the next slide. So here you will understand what is a MVT, and if any user who wants to request any data or any information from a website, this is the same pattern in all the websites in the full stack web framework development. So take an example of this diagram: user, Django, URL, view, and model template. So take a user as me. So if I'm requesting a website like Facebook or Amazon or Google or Instagram, if the URL is being in the Django or the Django server, if it matches, it allows me enter into the server. If not, it says URL is not matching. If the URL is matching, it goes back to the URL section to match the pattern, like www.google.com. If it matches, it enters into the URL pattern. From the URL, it goes back to the views layer. In the views layer, we'll be building the business logic, and also it interacts with the model, and it also interacts with the template. So in this way, the Django MVT works. Here, a user requests a resource from the Django. The Django works as a controller and check to the available resource in the URLs. Here, any user wants to request something, the Django acts as a controller and gives him the response. If the URL maps, the view is called. If the URL maps, the view is being called, and the template is being sent to the user. So the Django responds back to the user and sends a template as a response. So this is the MVT architecture, and we will move to the next slide. And these are the top brands using the Django framework, which actually built on the Django framework. You can see Django is one of the most popular web framework of Python. The framework is clear, simple, fast, reliable, flexible, and scalable. So the Django is huge, loyal, contributing community, and this framework helps you to get your job done in a few lines of code. So if you understand from the second line, this framework is very clear, simple, fast, reliable, flexible, and scalable. It provides all the things for the developer to develop the website, and also it helps you to write few little lines of code to develop a website, and it will make easy for you to get your job done. So according to the Similartech, there are 77,278 websites built using the Django as of 2019. So far you can see how many websites are being built by the Django. So there are 77,278 websites are being built using the Django as of 2019. So we will see what are the companies or the applications which are being developed and use the Django web Python full stack web framework. The first one is discussed. It is the largest project so far has been built on the Django framework from the scratch. It allows you to implement comments and discuss options. And the second one, you all know about the Pinterest. Yes, Pinterest is another simple social media platform that allows its users to find ideas like recipes, home, and style inspiration. So the Pinterest is the second most popular framework which was built by the Django Python full stack web development. And we will move to the second slide. Next slide. See, you all are familiar with the YouTube. I think most of them are familiar with the YouTube because without YouTube, we can't spend one day without watching a video or a program or a movie in the YouTube. So the YouTube also being built by the Django. See why the YouTube has been built by the Django, leaving the other frameworks and other programming languages behind and giving the more importance for the Django full stack web framework. This is a video sharing platform, needs no introduction. So it does not need any introduction because we all know what is an YouTube. Earlier this site was built on PHP. Earlier this site was built on PHP, but the YouTube team felt the need to improve its performance and add new functionalities in it. So the YouTube team, who were the developers, felt that the PHP is not providing great functionalities and also the performance. They switched from PHP to the Django. continuous rapid audience growth forced the YouTube team to choose the Django framework, and the choice was fully justified. Yes. So, see, you can understand the continuous rapid audience growth. So, in the Django, if you take the main important points of providing scalability, so that means continuous rapid audience growth. So that means more and more users are getting into the website without any lag or delay in the YouTube. So we can enjoy the YouTube in any frame rate like 240, 360 or 720, 1080 also, without any frame drop or without any lag in the website. So this kind of scalability is being provided by the Django to the users. So that's why YouTube has chose the Django framework, and the Django helped the YouTube team of developers, allowing them to act quickly and flawlessly. So the YouTube team has quickly responded to take the Django framework to develop the website to meet the customer's need for its performance, and also to add new functionalities into the YouTube website. They have been chosen the Django to develop the YouTube, and also they use this framework to implement new features and to maintain the speed of the website. And if you remember, the Django, which is exceedingly fast, so you can see it reflects the same point. They use this framework to implement new features and to maintain the speed of the website. So far we haven't experienced any lag in the YouTube because they have been built the YouTube using the Django framework. So it provides that kind of security and also that extensive speed for the users to access the videos in the YouTube. And we will move on to the next company which is using the Django, which is Instagram. Yes, Instagram is another most popular company which is being built on the Django framework. So Instagram is the fastest growing photo and video sharing app which is quite popular in this world. And you all know the Instagram is mainly on photos and video sharing. It was developed by Kevin Systrom and the Mike. The co-founders of Instagram developed the first version of the app using the Django. Because why they have chosen the Kevin Systrom and why they have chosen the Django, because it provides that flawless speed and also extensively scalable and more focusing on the security. So these Django frameworks that kind of security for the website or an application. And we move on to the next point. It is very super easy to work with the Django. Yes, it is very easy to work with the Django if you understand once what is Django and what is a MVT architecture. If you understand these two simple points in the Django, you will be able to build a website or a web application in a couple of days. And it does not require a lot of decisions and lot of startups. Yes, the Django has provided not many lot of decisions and startups to work to develop a Instagram like application. Every day, you all know Instagram users are 95 million photos uploading, and there are 4.2 billion likes under the picture or videos. If all the users are accessing the photos or sharing the photo, there is no lag, or the speed is same when you're accessing a website or the Instagram application. So it provides that kind of security, speed, and also scalable. So Instagram, there are 4.2 sorry 95 million photos. So that means how many users are entering into the Instagram and uploading their photos, adding their photos. You can understand what is the Instagram or the Django is big, handling the users at the same time, working on the scalability. And the Django helped to scale the application. See, the Django helped Instagram to scale the application, process huge amount of data, and manage a greater number of interactions between every single second. There is the Django provides scalable, also it processes huge amount of data. Say you can build a small website with a 6 page, or if you can build a large website or an web application or mobile applications like the Instagram and also the YouTube. And we will move on to the next slide. And this is the most popular application which was built on Django, which is a Dropbox. I think you're all famous. It is a famous application built on Django. The Dropbox is mostly a popular cloud-based storage platform for storing documents, videos, pictures, graphics, and so on. So if you take an example in your Android smartphone, you will see the Google Drive, or the Microsoft provides the OneDrive. So the Google Dropbox is also the same. It has been built by the Django itself. And the Bitbucket, this is another application which is being built by the Django application framework. So what is the Bitbucket? Which actually stores your source code in its account. So that means if you want to access any source code, or if you want to store any source code, it actually stores the source code at any point of time, and it has a repository online. With the repository, we can create a repository. In that repository, you can get the source code. So this is the most another application website being built by the Django. And the next one is Mozilla. I think we are much more familiar of using the most popular websites like the Google Chrome, the Mozilla Firefox, and the third one, Internet Explorer, or the Microsoft Edge. See, the Mozilla is the second most popular browser in the world. So there is no need to say how many people use it. Yes, because it is the most popular, second most popular website, and also which is being developed using the Django full stack web framework. To manage heavy traffic and to improve efficiency, the team had to adopt new technology. So the team decided that we need a framework or a programming language to handle the users who are getting who are using the Mozilla. So the team decided to move from PHP plus KPHP to the Python plus Django. See here. So why they have moved from the PHP to the Django? Because the PHP was not actually providing that kind of facilities for the developers to develop a website. And the YouTube also being developed by the PHP, and also the YouTube team has been shifted from the PHP to the Django. We will move to the next slide. And this is the most popular app which actually is being built using the Django. You all are familiar with our Indian applications like Ghana, Geo7, but this sits on top of it. The Spotify is the topmost mobile streaming music application, which is actually used by crores of users or lakhs of users at the same time to listen to the music, to play to the music, or they want to purchase any songs, they can do it in the Spotify. So the Spotify is the another app which actually being built in the using the Spotify. And we'll move on to the next one. The next one is Washington Post. So what is Washington Post? Which is solely in Django. So that means which is completely written in Django. It has total 172 million monthly visits, visits in March 2019. So see, every major application and the major companies which are which want to use Django because it provides that kind of scalability, security, and also new functionalities, or they want to add any new functionalities depending upon the user requirement, they can add using the Django Python full stack web framework. And the last one is Everbright. So this is the another success story of the Django. Yes, this is another success story of the Django, which was actually built by using the Django. This website was launched in 2006 and provides event management and ticket service. Ticket service like, if you take an example of Book My Show or Tickets Now or any website, in the same way, it is a ever Eventbrite which actually provide the ticket service, and this web application, is being built by the Django. We'll move on to the next slide. You can see that based on top 300 job listing tech companies in the 2019, the Django is sitting in the second position. The first one, AWS, Django, API, Docker, Linux, cloud computing, machine learning, and also more than them. But Django sits on top second, and you can see the description. 2,260 companies reportedly use Django for their tech stacks, including YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, Dropbox, Bitbucket, Mozilla, Spotify, and YouTube. These are the companies and also top companies which use Django. And we will move to the next slide. And if you can see clearly what is the salary or the package for a full stack web developer in the top Indian companies or the international companies. For the full stack web developer of TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, which is providing an average of 4.7 lakhs, and for the IBM, which is providing 5.7 lakhs, and for the Nuclei, which is providing 10.3 lakhs per annum. So you can see more companies which are providing great amount of salary. So this is the demand of Python full stack web development framework, and also the Flask. There are much more companies which are actually providing good salary for the Flask and also for the Django. And these are the most this is the webinar about the Python full stack web development on Django and the Flask, and you have got an idea why we need to learn the Django and what are the uses of Django, and why the topmost companies are using Django, and what are the pay scales of Django. And the second one is the Flask, and what is a Flask, and what we are going to build using the Flask, and what are the packages provided by the top companies. And this is it. Thank you all. I will switch to Hiran.
So thanks, Rahul. And
Yes, thank
just to be in touch with everyone. So guys, like I'm even including what I can say, feedback link I have given you. You can click on the feedback link and you can able to. Oh, sorry, I'm giving some wrong link. Not this one. 1 minute, please. And apart from Rahul, we do have other trainers who also taking part of our Python journey. And our other trainer is Anand. Anand is one of our trainer who is having 12 plus years of experience and current entrepreneur who is running Auto Intelli systems. And his core field is like Python, and his organization runs most with Python and Python related automation tasks. And you can able to see his profile, Anand Raj, and he is there in the call. He can also like answer your questions if you have any. With the saying, we are having these are the different courses which we actually provide to our audiences for their learning purpose. So if you are interested on any one of the courses, yes, in the feedback form, it's already mentioned. So you can always share your thoughts in the feedback form. Also, apart from that, if you have any queries now, you can able to put that questions to our trainers, and Rahul will be happy to assist you with the answers. And you can unmute yourself and put your questions.
Hi Rahul, good evening.
Hi.
Myself Shashikant. Yeah, I have one question, like a generic question. If anybody having like already having Python experience, so directly we
Yes.
can move to Django and Flask, right?
Yes. If you have
So you are not going to like directly we can work on the Django and Flask. Sorry, D is silent. So
Django and Flask.
yeah.
So if you have good knowledge on the Python programming language and also the OOPS concept in the Python programming language, you can directly go for the Django and also Flask.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Shashikant.
Welcome, sir.
And just to update you, if you guys join the session with the training with us post this session, you will be entitled to receive like 10% discounts from whatsoever the current price, offered price we are providing. You can submit your forms. In that form, there is an option to select like whichever session you are interested with, and we will be reaching you, and we will provide you the fee structures and the contents and all other informations for the sessions. In case any other questions you guys are having.
Sir, you have provided in this session only the form link, or
Yeah, I
how
have provided in the chat. If you click on the chat, it will be opening.
no,
If
sir, I
you
am
in the
unable to
top there
open
is
actually.
conversation. Okay, it is not available. So what I can able to do is that everybody have registered with our portal, or is there somebody who has not?
Yeah.
Shashikant, I know you have registered, so I can able to send you the form separately. Kala, as usual, she will be like working with you and send the form link to you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Shashikant. And others who, if you guys haven't registered, then like I can request my team to share you separately. So if you have anyone like that, please let me know. I can ask them to send you. Any which way, registered participants will be receiving the same link over email also. Unregistered participants, please let us know so that I can able to share you the feedback form also. Okay, any other questions, guys? Okay, be in touch in our websites then. If there are no more questions, we are having like multiple courses offered not only in Python, but also in all other technologies, including cloud automation and RPA frameworks, DevOps. So you can always visit our website and check for the latest events. We will be having multiple webinars conducted throughout the year. So you can attend all the webinars and you can gain your knowledge. And if no more questions, we can close this event. Okay, then. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Stay safe, stay home, and wear masks. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Rahul, sir.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all. Thank you,
You're
Shashikant.
welcome.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Have a great day and stay home, stay safe.